All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's go. How is everybody doing? I don't even know what day it is. I don't know what day it is. That's what happens when you go away for 3 days and you do 8 days worth of activities in those 3 days. I feel like a meat popsicle. So yeah, how's everybody doing? So let me get the score up here. I I saw that Canada was losing not that long ago. Not that oh geez, we got this. I see what's happening. We'll have to deal with that. How's everybody doing? Hungry? Good to see you. Colin, how's it going? Yeah, well, they were 2-1. Crosby is hurt. And just like that, they've tied it up, right? So what happened to Crosby? Hey, Jameson, how we doing? JC, David, good morning. Eyes, I haven't seen much of anything. I'll be straight. The trip was very stressful but fun. My line. We're off to a really good start here today. Come on, what is this thing doing here? Crosby took hit and went to the locker room. I see. Hey, David. Yeah, Sweden. Uh, Sweden could be a problem. Hold on a second. I have to, for some reason, let me get to my setting. For some reason, Chrome just continually sets Yahoo as my search engine without me asking them to do it. So I had to take care of that. Okay, let's see. There it is. Okay. Yes, Sweden could be a little bit of a problem. Who did I piss off at YouTube or the cable company? I think I'm good. I didn't have my laptop in the right position because with the Ethernet cord, it was bouncing off of the table. I think we're good. I think we're good. My brain is not on. We'll just put it that way. I'm glad it's just we're not at the gold medal. What is with the gold medal game being at 8:00 in the morning? They're trying to kill me. Camera's all crooked. Like they're definitely trying to kill me. Yeah, exactly, eyes. So okay, let me get the game up here on my own. Now, obviously, I can't show it. So now it's 2-2. Wouldn't that be something if Bennington right? If Bennington just like bleh. So McKinnon got the second goal there. That would be if Czech is giving them what for there. I mean, 2 goals on 15 shots, right? It would suck if Crosby got hurt, though. You don't want anybody getting hurt. Dave says Landeskog and the Cats players are not joking. I believe we beat them. But man, we got the hardest teams, and that's so good. When we win, there's no doubt. Yeah, Hungry. Yeah, the gold medal game is perfectly scheduled for you. 8:00 in the morning. What kind of dummy? Now, at least tomorrow, I believe everything is off, right? We don't have any hockey tomorrow, which is good. We got home at 2, and by 3:00, I was in my recliner, and I got up one time at 8:00 to go pee and say goodnight to Kyle, and then I didn't get back out of bed until like 8 the following morning. I will never take a short trip like that again. Let me tell you. Jameson Bennett is out of the Canadian lineup today, likely due to injury. Awesome. Christian, are we making the playoffs? Be honest. I don't want to answer that question right now. And the reason why I don't want to answer that question right now is because I feel like dog crap. I feel like dog crap. My joints are on fire. And if I answer that question right now, the answer is going to be no, so I could take a nap. But, whoa. It's going to take every little last ounce of energy that we have as a team to come back and make it. But we've done it before. I think we play 4 or 5 games. I think that's where I've set my we play 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 games before the trade deadline, because the trade deadline is the 6th. And so we play the Leafs, Sabres, Islanders, Devils, and Jackets. And we do play the Wings on the 6th. Those first 5 games, to me, that's what's going to tell us. If we come back and go anything other than 4-1 or better, I was just saying, what's the cutoff date for us to decide if we're buyers or sellers? I don't know that we would be either, right? I don't know that we would be either. I mean, you could sell Petrie, right? But I don't think there's anybody that's, I suppose. I mean, you could move Samoskevich, but nobody's pounding down the door for Mackie Samoskevich as a guy to help them in the playoffs right now. Everybody else has got a no move clause. And like Hungry says, we don't have the cap space to be buyers. I think we might just end up being sleepers, right? Like trade Erod. Yeah, I mean, that is one small possibility, right? What are you going to get out of Rodriguez? A 3, a 4, right? Maybe. Somebody would want him for sure for playoff help, for sure. But would it be worth, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I don't suppose anything major either way is going to happen. I kind of think any moves that we would maybe make, like trading Rodriguez or Samo or any of the things that we're going to do, I think they'll happen during the summer because we got to know about Bubba, right? That's the biggest question mark of them all, depending on what we're going to do is what's the deal with Bobrovsky. Now, hey, Goat Slayer. Hey, I appreciate that. We had a good weekend. It's just, I only went because my dad requested, they wanted us there for the 50th. That's fine. And because it was the Olympic break, I know I can catch up on some rest. Like there's no hockey tomorrow, but my health is nowhere near as good as it was last year when I was traveling. Let's just put it that way. I'm getting my ass kicked. I think Rodriguez has one more year. I believe Rodriguez has one more year on his contract. Yeah. It's through 26-27. So he's not a UFA. I thought he was for a while as well, but earlier in the season somebody corrected me. So that's why I remember. Hey, Great White. Man, we didn't get a chance to do much of anything. I got up at 5. We left on Friday, got up at 5. And by the time we got to my parents' house after the flight and the whole thing, it was 4:30. So, and then Saturday was the thing with, was my parents' anniversary thing. And then Sunday, we spent some time at Brother Gene's house and with my sister. And that was it, man. I had to get up at 2:45 Monday morning to fly out. So it was quick. Yeah, that would be cool, Hungry. A Gudis game-winning goal. Hey, at least it's 2-2, right? I mean, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something if Canada blew that game? That would be wild. So, Craig, yeah, it's long days for sure. You know, you fly into Orlando. We still had to catch the shuttle off of the airport to get to the rental car company. That was a whole rigmarole. I'll never use Priceline again. Rental car ended up costing $600 more than it was supposed to cost. But you're there, and I got Matthias with me, so it's not like I can, pitch a fit and try to go rent the car from who else on Valentine's Day weekend. It was just, here's the Discover card. So that was stressful. And I was happy to be home. Let me tell you, I was happy to be home, man. Thank you, everybody who showed up for the streams for Kyle. I really appreciate that. He does, you know what I mean? He does a lot. And it was good of him and good for him to be able to run those streams by himself. And so he's going to be down there the week of his birthday. I don't think he's going to be going to a game. He's going to go to Epcot with Brother Gene. He's going to go. My dad's going to do a charter thing where they go and we're going fishing. So I don't think he's going to go for a game. I appreciate that, David. JC, 600 for 3-day. Yeah, it's a long story. I don't want to take over the stream with it here. Let's just say there was a revolving door of people showing up, getting absolutely disgustingly pissed and almost violent, and most of them leaving. But considering our circumstances, it is what it was. I can only do so much when Matthias is there. I can't cause a whole big ruckus and have it be stressed. This is in his mind. We're there, we're getting in the car, and we're going. So, JC, yeah, we'll talk. I'll text with you. I'll let you know. It was what it was, man. You know what I mean? No, just the Volkswagen SUV. It was just, whatever SUV they had. It was a nice car. But I'll never go through Priceline again. The whole thing started because it's Valentine's Day. So when I tried to fly Southwest, the 3 flights for Southwest for the 3 of us were going to be $2,500. Hey, you know what I mean? So I ended up looking at Spirit, and I went through Priceline, and so it was supposed to be $1,500 for the flights and the rental car. And then when you read the fine print, it was a mess. It was a mess. So can we take legal action? No. Look, there were people there that had it worse than us. It's just that it was kind of a scam. But you end up in a position where, it's 5:00 on a Friday on Valentine's Day. Do I really want to be putzing around in Orlando trying to find a rental car? You know what I mean? It was just like, how much is it? That's the amount. Here's the credit card. I got to get to my parents at this point. It had already almost been a 12-hour day at that point. So, but yeah, it all started because it's Valentine's Day. So the damn flights were just absolutely insane. But the flights actually worked out okay. Davis is getting cold here again next week. The 40s again. Damn. Henderson, rental agencies are just hard. They double book, they charge rates, or they change rates. They do whatever they want because they know you're desperate at that point. And yeah, exactly. Does USA have a shot to beat Sweden? I mean, it's not definitely a gimme game. right? Definitely not. In fact, I kind of woke up with the feeling like, you know what I mean? I didn't wake up feeling overly confident like the USA was, it's not like we're playing Italy or something. So, yeah, they should be definitely favored. But I didn't see the last two USA games, so I don't know if they looked better in those two games than they did in the first one. Not that they looked bad. Obviously, I saw the scores. But now we're just kind of hoping. So they're still in the break with Canada and Czech. So that would be something, man. If Czech was to beat them, that certainly would be some extra motivation for the United States. Anderson says maybe a small bit rooting for the LOL option like Sweden and Czech. Yeah. Swayman allowed the worst goal of the tournament. Craig says USA is watching this game and won't play. They'll beat Sweden by 3 goals. Yeah, I mean, Canada has been kicking ass, right? So I don't know what's going on in this game. No, I know, Great White. So it's been in the 40s here. It's just we still have 75% of the snow and the ice on the ground. It's still a mess. Red line goal. The second goal against Denmark was unforgivable. Yeah. The goal was like that Eiserman from Narnia shot against St. Louis. Jeez. Oh, God. Not as bad as the Uwe Krupp against Beezer, right? Not as that was not all the way back, but it's pretty far back. It's 106 there, Hungary. That's an interesting. I tell you, we went back, my parents live in Melbourne. And I don't know. Like, Florida's not the same, man. I mean, I've been here 11 years and I've lived other places, but the vibe of Florida it just wasn't the same. It was extremely hectic and crowded, and everybody seemed angry, and the traffic was kind of shitty. Weather was nice. But sitting at my parents' house or in a regular, they got like a quarter of an acre, sitting there at Brother Gene's house, just a teeny tiny minimum size lot. Like, I got nothing against that, but just after living like this for 11 years with 3 acres, and you open up the curtains and it's nothing but woods, and it's just like, I don't know if I could go back to that unless I had to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Christian, Florida's overrated to live. Yeah, it was the driving was crazy, and just like, I don't know, I'm used to going to the grocery store. I walk in, I know at least a quarter of the people. Everybody says hi, everybody's friendly, smiling. I don't know. I think I got used to not being there. Anderson, yeah, traffic was kind of shitty. Should be the state's motto. Sunshine State at its time, right? It says nowhere I'd rather live except Chicago if it was always summer. Yeah, I mean, look, once you're used to it, right? You know what I mean? But I don't know, for me, it was just kind of, it was so hectic. JC says if Canada somehow doesn't make it, they'll lose their minds and will claim the U.S. is the best because we didn't play Canada. Oh, or is it? Right. Christian, you grew up in Sunrise and it's like Miami. tell you, Melbourne now is almost kind of like Miami when I grew up there. It was everything just got all built up and it just was hectic, you know. David says, I lived in the wood a long time, far western North Carolina. I grew up in a place with almost no people. You like cities? Everybody's got a vibe, right? Great White says, I have a view of the woods too. It's great with no houses. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Melbourne, especially Palm Bay, it's just been so built up. So, you know, if life forces me back there, I think obviously because my parents live there, eventually my dad will pass and have to see how my mother's care is going to go and all of that. That's one situation. But in terms of like now, if I didn't have to going back there, but Kyle's going to be there for about a week around his birthday. So that'll be good for him. Give him a little bit of a vacation there. He needs it. Henderson says Clearwater's like that. They destroyed the beach. You can drive in Coronado Drive and not even see the water, and it's 70 feet away. Jeez. Oh, yeah. I mean, like I had an apartment when I got out of the military. I had an apartment on Hallandale Beach. And it's like night and day where I had an apartment for $425 a month. Now it would cost you almost $3,000 a month for the same spot. It's just been wild. And I know I ain't making 10 times the money, right? David says, to each their own. I don't even recognize my hometown. So many people moved there before Lauderdale. It's a perfect bubble of my kind of crazy. So you love it there. I think if it was just me, like just single, nobody else to take care of, and I could just like go to work and do my own thing, it might kind of change my attitude a little bit about it. You know what I mean? Hey, thank you, Great White. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm a little slow today, but we'll get back to the swing of things. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Did Czech score again yet? Come on. Oh, they haven't started playing yet. All right, that's good. Yeah, and you know, parents' anniversary thing that went off as you would expect. That was pretty fun. Had a lot of good. Ate way too much food. That's the other reason why my body's in pain. I have a very strict, regimented diet for the most part. And it's very difficult to keep that when you're traveling. So I was glad to get home, man. Panthers are getting heat. Gudis attacked. The Panthers are getting heat because Gudis attacked and injured Crosby. Oh, that's wild, man. Dennis says, I live in a city of 400,000 in Canada. It's still way too many people for me. My biggest fear is living too far away from a hospital. That's a good point. See, now we're lucky. We actually have a hospital in town, which is only 10 minutes away. It's a pretty decent sized hospital because there's a college right there. So, you know, there's money in that, and not in this area necessarily, although there's a lot of retired. I'm living in an area above my means. You know, there's two kinds of people here, basically three. People that got really, really lucky and bought cheap, people that inherited their property, and then retired rich military. That's basically what's here in this area. And then in town it's a college town. So there's money there. Oh yeah, the fishing, yeah. Yeah, Craig. No, that's the truth. Like I would love to be able to go fishing this afternoon after the game. You know what I mean? Like I'd love for it to be 70 degrees and after the game go out to throw down there by the river for an hour. I only maybe get April, May, June, July, August. I get like 6 months of fishing here where you can just go down there at any point in time and have a chance of catching something. So yeah, that's definitely a drawback. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Maybe I'll get rich and I can keep this house and have a house in Florida and just go back and forth. That's all. All I got to do is win the lottery or get rich somehow. Henderson said, I've been fishing since I started working overnights a few years ago. Oh, God, that'd do it to you. Yeah, that's rough. Yep, any canal go. You can really go anywhere, Craig, right? In Florida. We were driving on US 1 towards my parents' house, and so the intercoastal is on the right side. At about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, we were driving towards them, and a big ass tarpon just sky high out of the water, just jumped maybe 15, 20 feet offshore. I was like, okay, that's nice, teasing me. Jameson, the third period has begun. Canada in check. Wayne Gretzky looks nervous and pissed, right? Hungry says student hospitals are interesting. Last time I went to one, I saw a poor guy that got shot and they had him on a gurney still bleeding, surrounded by students. Wow. Well, my dad, Hungry, my dad just got full disability from the VA because they killed him. And he's still alive. He went in to get a stent put in, and the operating surgeon was a resident. He was training. And after about 3 or 4 times of trying to put the stent in, the guy sliced my dad's artery. And so my dad almost bled out on the table. He had a massive heart attack on the table, and they brought him back. He lived. But he's obviously had tremendous amount of problems since then, and he's going to die a lot younger than he would have. And that was in 2011, and he's just now last month got the back pay from getting his disability from all the way back in 2018. So. Yeah, student hospitals, not exactly on my high. Yeah, on my list. Yeah, Hungry. They screwed him up, and he was in Vietnam, so I mean he's VA. They should have taken care of him a long time ago, but they were kind of waiting. They were waiting him out because with his health. They really thought that he had a decent chance of dying before they had to give him the back pay. But he had a good lawyer that just kept at it, and she just worked on a commission. If he would have never gotten paid, she never got paid. She worked with him for 7 years. She's been busting her ass. So he got the back pay. He's got his benefits now. So that way, if he goes, my mom is taken care of. That's the part that I was concerned about. Was him going and my mom, being in rough shape because I'm not rich. All right, so Canada, come on, check. Let's go. Kyle's still asleep. I didn't think about doing this game. I didn't think it would be close, right? So, yeah, but Kyle's pretty wiped out. So we'll do today and we'll have tomorrow off. I'll still be here for the noon stream tomorrow. Hungry, I know. I get you, man. I guess there's 3 categories of how they eventually get the money to people. And I guess, my dad wasn't active duty, right? So like Brother Gene's full disabled, but he had just come back from his 5th tour in Iraq and Afghanistan. So they were like, yeah, here's your money. Craig, stupid Dolphins. Right? David says, VA is a perfect example of why government agencies never work well. So glad you got to see your parents. Yeah. No, it needed to happen. I wanted Donna to meet my dad and the whole thing. Matthias had a really good time. I'll tell you who was really happy was Mathai. He loves to fly. The kid loves the whole experience of flying and getting into, I mean, the whole thing that like would stress out a normal adult. He enjoys it. Of course, he's not responsible for anything, right? When we get to the rental car company, if they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was not $15 a day. That was actually $200 a day," no skin off his back. Hungry, yeah. Kyle told me about that yesterday with them releasing Hill. Now that kind of makes some sense, right? I guess, and I guess he says they're going to release Chubb too. Was kind of surprised there that maybe we didn't try to get any kind of assets for him, but it definitely looks like they're doing the real thing where they're going to, strip it to the studs and do a full rebuild. David says, also used to enjoy flying, but the seats got smaller and I got larger, so not so much these days, right? Henderson says, when I was discharged from the Army, I had no fewer than a dozen people coach me on how to basically steal from the VA. Yikes. Yikes. Switzerland won, Finland nothing. Yeah, it is going on. What if none of us make it? What if like Canada loses, Finland loses? Well, I guess Sweden. What if it was like a Czech Sweden final, right? So, but I know Hill was hurt, but did Chubb have another injury? Or are we just talking about his injury history, David? Did Chubb have another injury that I was unaware of? Henderson says, I was disgusting and I've left at least $10K on the table because I'm not going to be part of that problem. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're disabled, you're disabled if you've earned it. You know what I mean? But yeah, trying to cheat the system, that's a whole nother thing. So, I mean, I get that they make it more difficult. It took my dad 7 years. I don't know. Did he, David? Let me see. I don't remember that, but that last week of the season kind of got funky, right? I'm not seeing let me see. No, it doesn't look like he got injured again. So we'll see. Yeah, David, well, look, we're going to stink. The Dolphins are going to be bad. But at least there'll hopefully be some kind of light at the end of the tunnel. Great White, he's going to be 80 in August. He's going to be 80 in August. And, like the things like he can't do, like the last time a few years ago that he tried to like just walk out onto the beach to do surf fishing. He had to call the ambulance and call my mom, see who got there first, because he got stuck out there. He was able to walk out to the water, but then he was having heart problems. And so that's the level of disability he's got. He tries to do things he really shouldn't be doing. And then he ends up, I guess his attitude is like he's going to die anyway. So he may as well die trying. But, he was just supposed to get a stent put in. And now, like he says, he's got an erector set inside. I think he's got 11 stents. I think that's the maximum you're allowed. Because basically they told him a few years ago after the last ones they put in, they're like, we can't do anything else for you. Like we can give you meds and everything. But so he's on a different clock there. So he just takes, I think, 17 pills a day. And when he wakes up, he says, "Oh, I'm awake." He sleeps a lot. We'll put it that way. But he was very motivated to make it to the 50th anniversary. So he made that. And now he's basically going to do the best he can to spend his back check. He took some of it, put it aside for my mom, and then the rest of it he's gonna go. What did he buy? Oh no, he's gonna restore one of his old cars that he's got, because he doesn't want to buy a new one. Switzerland is up now 2-0 on Finland. What in the hell is going on? That's wild. Canada's going to F around and find out here, man, because what do you got? 14:44 left? Like, Canada is, they are really going to cut it close here. Like, it'll get to a point where, if Czech was lucky enough to get a late one, if anybody gets any stupid penalties or anything like that, did Crosby come back? Hopefully he's okay. You don't want anybody getting hurt. Silva, what was according to Twitter? Silva, whatever the first thing you said was, where you said all according to Twitter, I don't see the comment here. I don't see the first thing that you said. Did I miss it? Let me see. Because, sometimes we have this problem where the comments aren't showing up on stream. You guys are seeing it on YouTube. So let's see. I appreciate that, Great White. Oh, okay. New trade rumors on Cat's Twitter. We're sending Bob to Edmonton for a first, a prospect, and Mangiapane because we're rebuilding. Because now we're rebuilding. What? That's wild. Lots of people, Oilers fans, are mad about Chucky chirping Draisaitl. They're saying Chucky hasn't been an important for any of our cup runs. All righty then. We're sending Bobrovsky to Edmonton for a first in the pro. I mean, that's just wild. How do people get this way? Appreciate that, Zola. Yeah, even then, Edmonton can't afford Bob unless they remove a major contract. Jake says the source for those rumors is Hockey Insiders. Soblo says Tkachuk scored the cup-winning goal last year, by the way, right? Oh, well. I guess it does get to a point where people just got to say anything for the clicks. I didn't get that gene, unfortunately. I don't know. I mean, to Edmonton, that's just wild. Now, it would be kind of funny. It would be kind of funny if they did it. Because, I don't have a contract. So you send Bobrovsky to Edmonton for the first and all of that. That's nice. And then Bob, is done. They lose in the first round. And then Bob comes back and signs with us. Jenna says Canada's not happy about players playing around at the Olympics. Interesting. JC says meteorologists and hockey insiders go to the same college of guessing and major and making shit up. Yeah, we're rebuilding. That's wild, man. In this case, rebuilding is just coalescing. Like, come on now. Come on. That's just wild. Oh, well. I mean, at least it's not Samoskevich anymore, right? At least now we're going to trade Bobrovsky. Like, that would be an interesting thing, though, because, you know, nobody really knows if Bob struggles or so much, how much of it is age and exhaustion versus how much of it is how the Panthers have been playing. It kind of appears to be the Panthers' defensive problems, but I don't know. David says it has to suck being an Oilers fan. Long time since Gretzky, and McCoffer just doesn't have the heart. Plus, they live in a frozen wasteland. Got to have pity for them. I seen that, Hungry, about the condoms. Yeah, I seen that. I thought you were supposed to abstain from sex when you were getting ready to be in competitive sports. I thought, you know, women weaken legs. Isn't that what the hell was Rocky's coach Mick? Isn't that what Mick said? Women weaken legs, Rock. Real says, oh, we're still trading Mackey for Brady. Well, yeah, I mean, that I would do. Now, I like Mackey Samoskevich. Don't get me wrong. But if they want to do Mackey and a first for Brady Tkachuk, I mean, yeah, sure. And I'm not stupid. Yeah, it's a miracle they have the energy to compete, right? Jake says, I don't believe that BS about the condoms. But didn't I saw a report on it, and didn't they say something like, because they said there's 10,000 and they were gone. But like, I think they said the last Olympics, they had like a tremendous amount more. Like, I don't know, man. You never know what to believe anymore, right? Turns out the opposite, according to Ronda Rousey. Huh. Well, maybe it's different for men and women, right? Makes sense. All the skiers kept falling. That's funny. Speed skater from the Netherlands is a hottie. Well, you know, they're gonna be rock hard. I'll tell you that. When I was a massage therapist working for the spa, one of the plays came through town in Melbourne. I don't remember if it was Mamma Mia or Chicago. I can't remember which play it was, but the dancers ended up coming to our spa for their massages. They were in for like 2 or 3 shows. And so some of the women dancers I ended up massaging, and looks nice. Like, take a picture of it all and it looks great. But then when you put your hands on them, it's like massaging your kitchen table. Like, it was not anything that as a man you're going to really want to it wasn't attractive to the touch. You know what I mean? Like, it was their legs and arms. I mean, they were rock hard, solid muscle, not soft like you might prefer your woman to be. They look great. But they might kill you in bed. Henderson says Florida tanking and getting a decent first round pick would really be the ultimate we're back troll job, right? Yeah, Great White. I got more stories than Carter's got pills. That's for sure. So we're down to less than 10 minutes left, and it's still tied 2-2. Like, Canada, you better they're gonna F around here, man. I mean, that would just be crazy. Hungry says if that happens and somehow that pick ends up winning the lottery, it might end Canada as a whole. Well, what are the Canadians, the people, what are their opinion on McKenna now that he had the altercation? Like, are they still all about the kid, or are they thinking that he's no good? Finland and Canada used all the condoms. uh, McKenna's draft stock went up, if anything. Gotcha. You never know these days, right? Unchanged, they were always about the kid. Gotcha. Yeah, he'd certainly fit perfectly with the Panthers. That's for sure. McKenna was slipping from first before that anyway. So, in the unlikely event that we get him, where does he play on the team? In the unlikely event, like, where do we put him? 9 minutes left, Canada, man. Come on, Czech. I want to see that. David says the Canadian team uses them for balloons. Oh my God, David. Jesus. Oh, I got to remember to read David's comments first before I read them out loud. Jesus. Third line, right? So then where does Marchand go? To the fourth? David. That's when you need Sam Bennett to make. Yeah. Well, I think Bennett's not playing today, right? But I know you're talking about the Panthers. 2-2, 8 minutes left. Come on, Czech, get the goal. Wouldn't that be a thing of beauty? Like, they would riot. They would absolutely riot. Jaws is slowly turning into Ron Burgundy reading the teleprompter. Yeah. Gudis just got stoned on a grade A chance. Yeah, Hungry. It happens. Usually I read it first. Dostal, I think, Vincent. I think it's Dostal, pretty sure. Yeah, Lucas Dostal. And Canada's got Bennington in. Oh my God, Czech just scored. Oh my God, they just scored. Oh my God, they just scored. Who got the goal? Palat from Nietzsche and Hurdle. There's 7:42 left. Oh, man. Come on now. Wow. Yeah, we'll be here a hot minute here. This would be wild. Oh boy. Can you imagine if this actually happened? Gudis is having a career game. I mean, holy moly. But there's a lot of time left. 7-11. Boy. Because now the pressure is on, right? Now the pressure is on both teams, really. I mean, Czech's got some good players. It's not like they're terrible. You know what I mean? they've got, I mean, at least they've got mostly NHL level guys, right? 640. David says, if Canada gets knocked out today, these instantly become the best Olympics ever. Oh my gosh. Canada fans would blame Binnington. JC says, we must have switched over to a different timeline. Canadian curlers cheating, Canadian hockey making balloons with condoms and losing. Real says, screw it. Czechoslovakia gold medal game. Not even sure that's possible with the brackets eating. Yeah, Gudis has done well. No doubt. 6:09. Come on. This would be wild. That's going to be a long 6 minutes, though. That's for sure. Can a Czechoslovakia gold medal game happen? I think. Unger says the whole curling thing is so shit. The sport is so gentlemanly that they don't even have punishments for cheating. I didn't hear what happened. Like I said, I've been out of it for 2 days. But this would be, oh, you're pulling up Dangle's stream. Come on. There's just no way. A Gudis empty netter would be the topper. Yeah. David, I agree with you. Of all the players we had who left, you miss Gudis the most. He could come back. I don't know if we need him next year. Since we're rebuilding now, David. You know what I mean? Since the Panthers are rebuilding. 5:38. Tick-tock. He looks like he's at a wake right now. I bet. Is that Kyle? No, that's something outside. I think Kyle is still asleep. They must be in commercial or something. 5:38. Yeah. Oh, you missed Lion the most. He saved us. Yeah. Lion's a good one too. Gudis, Lomberg, Stenlin, but Gudis for sure. The audience is blaming Binnington. Well, it's not over yet. They must be in timeout because we're stuck at 5:38 right now. Oh yeah, Monty. What you missed Montour? Yeah, not Montebo for a second. I thought, but then I remembered. Well, David says the curling thing, as I understand, it does have penalties for double touching. They remove a rock. Not sure when or how. Just what you've read. Like somebody had to have been drunk when they invented curling, right? Like, how did they even turn that into a game? You know what I mean? Like, that's just wild. Come on, the clock is not moving now. Come on, guys. What if we get checked to that fourth goal? That's what we want to see. Yeah, shuffleboard on ice, right? Board while ice fishing. Yeah. And there's I saw a quote from the Canadian guy, and this whole thing about looking for infractions just sucks. Well, we're hoping icy, but we got okay. Now the clock is going back down. Now the clock. Let me see. Can I get this? No, I don't want to deal with that right now. Okay. 5:11 left. This is an unexpected event during this stream. I will tell you. I saw the schedule and I figured, all right, so the game should be ending, ish during the noon stream, but I figured it'd be 5-0 Canada and there wouldn't be anything to watch. And let's have another timeout. Come on, the clock is not moving fast enough for me. I don't want to watch it because I don't want to jinx it. Czech's going to play Cats flipper mode. Yep, exactly. They keep icing it. Jake says if Canada loses, then there's no USA versus Canada. Well, if not, unless United States loses later. unless US was to lose later, then I suppose they could meet at some point. But yeah, if Canada loses, they're not looking at any possibility of the gold. JC says the Canadian curler was upset that they had a camera set up in the spot to catch him cheating, arguing invasion of privacy. In other words, I'm guilty, but you're not allowed to know. That's crazy. Jake, then you hope they both win. Yeah. I mean, certainly for the channel's sake, USA versus Canada would be better. For sure. Yeah. I can't lie about that. But in terms of the United States winning a gold medal, Canada not being there would be, damn it. There they go. Crap. Who scored it? Suzuki. 3:27 left. Damn it. Damn it. Jake, yeah. For sure for the channel, it would be better. It's still this tied, though. Well, they'd be eliminated from the gold medal possibility. They would then end up being in the group that could still get a bronze medal. I believe, right? Yeah, no, actually, no, that's right. Yeah, which for Canada is death. So, okay, so what do we got? We got 3:16 left. Dang. Like I said, I don't know what to hope for here. I like chaos, but at the same point, but a close victory, if Canada was to win this game, that could kind of get them to a point where they're, right? And any chance that they would have of playing poorly in another game might get reduced. So are they going to go to overtime here? First round loser goes home. Gotcha. Oh, man. 222. That's what I got over here. Come on, check. Boy, if Bennington allows one now, they would really. And then we're going to, if they go to overtime, it's 3-on-3. And that's going to be difficult. That would be rough. Dang. They almost Gudis out there knocking everybody around. Yeah, David, we're going to be doing the USA game. Yeah. McKinnon, Crosby, and Bennett have been injured. Jesus. Well, we know Bennett was already nursing something early, you know what I mean? With the Panthers. He's been nursing some things. And certainly I wouldn't mind that aspect of it. I wouldn't mind Canada losing, because then some of our Panther players would not be would be getting a little bit extra rest. $1.50 left. Oh man, they were so close too. They were really close to that. 3.5 minutes left. We would have been in an empty net situation by now. Dang it. The fans upset Matthews is showing more effort in the USA jersey. Not sure about that. What happened to? All right, come on, $1.50 left here. Boy, Czech really gave him what for? $1.19. Are these suckers going to go to overtime? $1.10. I don't want to switch it to actually watching the game because I don't want to jinx it. So I've just got the score updating over here on my end. How about a Gudis game winner? That's what we need, is a Gudis game winner. Benner, huge save on Anich's breakaway. Brad Martian just returned after missing 2 games with an undisclosed ailment. Yeah, I mean, he was injured too, right? Both Bennett and Marchand were nursing things as they got in. I mean, they're certainly not getting any rest. 39 seconds. They're certainly not getting any rest. So now this is going to end up in overtime. And with 3-on-3 overtime, I mean, that's obviously going to be a huge advantage for Canada. So 9 seconds left, and that's that, right? Well, there we go. Overtime. So, yeah. Now we'll have to have. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this up here. All right, so I got it on now. And yeah, it's 3-on-3, Vincent. Yeah, 3-on-3 overtime versus Canada will be horrific. So I'm sitting here watching it on the laptop. So that's what we'll do. Can't not do it at this point, right? All right, we're in. Yeah. Is it a copyright strike if you can see the reflection in my specs? Probably not. Probably not. Right? I would hope not. For instance, how is Bennington such an ass in the NHL now and not when he plays for Canada? Yeah, I believe you're correct, Hunger. I believe it's 10 minutes of 3-on-3. I mean, they wouldn't. I can't imagine it would last more than a couple of minutes. You'd love to see Czech do it, but this is talking about Canada. As long as they're hungry. All right. So here we go. You can't share the screen, but I'm watching you. Oh boy. I mean, Czech's got some decent players, right? I mean, they got some good guys out there. Bennington is just like there. I can't believe this, right? Bennington is just like he knows what's coming for him. Like with Dostal, there's no pressure, right? Nobody expected this. But Bennington knows, man, if he gives up a goal here, his life becomes hell. Um, Machukin says this is over in the first minute. Anderson says this is ready to be bottled. A very confident Steve Dangle. Taco Tom says, come on, Canada means nothing if the USA beats anyone else for gold unless it's Canada. Oh, boy. Never know, though. Just never know. All right. Here we go. I don't even know who to root for. You know what I mean? I don't even know who to root for. Here we go. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, it's 10 minutes worth of 3-on-3 overtime. I can't see the chat while I'm watching, so I'll come back to it every once in a while here. Come on, check. Do the thing. Here's with David. Uh-oh. We're going to keep possession. David, save. Oh, clear out the crease. Good job. All right, take your time. Boy, that was a good save. Oh, you're rushing it. You're rushing it. Uh-oh. Oh, oh, man. Nice save by Bennington. Holy crap. That could have been the game right there. That's two really good saves to start off overtime for sure. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Wow. Man, come on. Oh, well, there it was. Jeez, I would not. I mean, it was that a backhanded shot? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Bennington made a hell of a save right there. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. That was close. Yeah, oh well, damn it, right? It was too good for too long. Dang, David. Well, look, it shows that they're beatable, right? USA. Yeah, unfortunately, Craig, that's kind of not the goal you would think that you'd give up in that circumstance. They just made it happen. Oh boy, that was close. That was close. Yeah, 3-on-3 is well definitely in the USA don't want to get to overtime with Canada either. Yeah, it was Marner. Yeah. Jeez. So, all right, I'm going to roll. I got to get Kyle moving. He's still asleep. We got to be ready in less than 2 hours. So I got to get him moving. So thanks for hanging out with me. Almost, but it's better for the channel if it's USA versus Canada. It's better. It's okay. It's better if the USA takes care of things instead of this way. So it's all right. All right, guys. We'll see you again. We'll be live at 3:00. We'll see you then. Thanks.